Kevin Durant recently told Wall Street Journal magazine when asked about the backlash he received in OKC, we all remember the cupcake game, he said, "I'll never be attached to that city again because of that. I eventually wanted to come back to that city, be a part of that community and organization, but I don't trust nobody there. That stuff must have been fake, what they were doing. The organization, the GM, I haven't talked to any of those people, even had a nice exchange with those people since I left." And well, here's Sam's reaction to that.
I think he's been like 100% consistent relative to just the way we feel about him, recognizing his contributions to not only the team but the city. They're monumental. I would just say this, if there's anything that Kevin Durant ever needed from me or from anyone here, it would be moment's notice, for that to happen. I think that his contributions here are they speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would always be there if he needed anything from me, and I truthfully believe that I think that would be the case if that was, it would be reciprocated as well.
Do you think, Matt? Do you understand KD's?
I understand KD. I think as a player, there are certain moments you use or come across in your career that kind of burn you and hurt you and will stick with you for a while. My situation was with Mo Cheeks, my second year in the NBA, and the way he kind of came at me as a man and I didn't respect very much, and it was something I held on and it used this fire throughout my career. Now, necessarily not really knowing the behind-the-scenes nature of the management and what may have been going on, but definitely the way the fans treated him, I completely understand. And this will probably be a grudge for a long time. I'm sure at some point he'll forgive him, but it won't matter at that point. So I understand where he's coming from.
I get both sides of it. I mean, it's really painful for the Thunder that he left and to the team that he went to. That's going to take years and years to get over. I do think Kevin seems to have, based on his public comments, underestimated how much his departure would hurt the fans. And he seems surprised by that, and he seems surprised by how emotionally invested fans are now in booing him as they were in cheering him. Sports isn't a normal thing, you know what I mean? That's what sports fandom is. So I think he maybe underestimated how much hurt there would be in the wake of it.
And look, Oklahoma City made the decision. They didn't do a video for him when he came back. Obviously,
there's bitterness, for sure.
They gave his number to a rookie. I mean, there's things that different teams have handled other ways, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Kyrie asked for a trade from Cleveland, and he was coming back with the Celtics on opening night, and they had a video loaded and ready to go for him. Now, they didn't play it because of Gordon Hayward's injury, and that kind of threw the whole thing off. But different teams just handle it differently. And by the way, the Oklahoma City Thunder fans were happy that they didn't have a video for him. They were happy that they gave his number to a rookie. But I get then why KD is like, well, it's like that, huh? All right. We're good.
Yeah. It's that's a seismic event. Right. He went from a championship caliber team to a 73-win team that they had just lost to in the playoffs. Man, there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings all around that.
All right, last part of Presti's press conference we want to show you. He discusses expectations for Chris Paul this season. Take a listen.
I think Chris Paul is going to have a really, really good year. I think, number one, he's in incredible shape. I just was with him this morning. And, this is a guy I think sometimes things get overlooked as to how good a player he is and the impact he has on a basketball game.
All right, Matt, what are your expectations?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm excited for Chris. We're good friends. Our kids go to school together. They're best friends. And I think people kind of wrote him off last year because second year in Houston didn't go as planned, and Chris has fallen off. Chris is always hurt. I know he's worked extremely hard this summer, completely redone his body, changed his diet. And what I hope for Chris is he goes out and has a great first half of the year and then gets traded to a contender, hopefully at the deadline, because unfortunately OKC is in a rebuilding state, and that's not somewhere Chris wants to finish his career at, I'm sure.
Look, if you're going to be in the body issue, you better work on your body in the offseason, all right? So congrats on that. Look, here are his stats last year when Harden was on the bench. Per 36 minutes, 23 points and 12 assists per 36 minutes. Chris Paul, when healthy, is still an elite player in the NBA. Not a good player, an elite player. The when healthy thing is a caveat. So I would expect him to have a very good season. I completely agree with you. I think OKC would like to trade him, maybe sooner rather than later. Right. But maybe he has to prove it for a couple of months to people that he's really going to be that good.
I'm okay with him having to prove it. I agree with you. Those on-off numbers with Harden, I think, need to be looked at a little more closely because playing with James Harden, especially with the way he played the last couple of seasons, it's just a totally different thing.
Yeah, there's not go. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, you just can't say, oh, he fell off. That's not the example, right?
It's crazy that people say that, but there's not a better player in the league that makes his teammates better than who Chris Paul. LeBron is right up there, but it's definitely Chris who gets everyone else going, similar to what a Magic Johnson would do. So I'm excited to see what he can do with his young core and hopefully, get some contracts for these younger kids out there because, he puts the ball on the platter for some guys. So it's going to be a big year for him. But like I said, I hope he does well and he's able to get into a situation where he can contend for a title before he's done.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.